everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Part 19, The Mountains of Yawn. Today is June 5th, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important message that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk and you're dying to know the answer, you can again go to patreon.com/indooradventures, where you can listen in on that after show. But what if you wanted to ask us those questions? Where would you go about doing that? I mean, there's the Twitch chat right there. There's the comment section on YouTube. And I don't honestly know if Spotify has a comment section or not. I don't think that they do. But let's say, you just wanted to hang out with us. Ask us questions. We got a Discord. That's right. You can go towards our Discord. I would say like .com/something or other, but it doesn't really work on
.gg.
Yeah, discord.gg/NTAEV. Fuck, I messed it up. Anyways, you can check that link in the description of this video or audio cast down below, or in the Twitch chat again to the side. And we'll post that regularly throughout the channel or throughout the show as well. But let's say that you've already gone to YouTube and Twitch and Patreon and all of these other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this show that I love? Well, guess what, buddy? I got your back, quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and we also have face masks. That's right, we got masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds for our merch currently goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel, at least I think. Hold on, let me check my notes to see if I have another. Oh, that reminds me, checking my notes. If you go to the shop.therookandtheraven.com, you can actually use the code HypeGoblin, get 15% off of your overall purchase. It's incredible. I did it over the last couple weeks. It finally showed up for a belated birthday gift for me. And I have, I'm going to be starting to write some stuff in it here pretty shortly, because again, I got games that I'm running, and this is the best way in order to do that. So again, go to shop.therookandtheraven.com, use the code HypeGoblin to get yourself 15% off of your overall purchase. Again, that is HypeGoblin, no the at the beginning, 15% off.
And I will say, if you want the covers that we got, today is the last day to get them. They are going away. They are limited edition. I have Harbinger. Which one did you get?
I got the one, I think it was called Ex Machina, where it shows a lady with two swords fighting against
really like
what look like Mass Effect style horrors, and I loved it.
Yeah, mine has a lovely Feywild scene with a deer in it, and I really like the covers on it. But this is the last week, or the last day, to get anything from this collection. And they also just released today, I tweeted about it earlier, they released a Pride cover that is front and back, all rainbows with a lovely dice motif raining down from the top. And they also have some lovely rainbow discs that you can order as well. So if you want to kit yourself out with some full Pride notebooks, that is out. That's my next one I'm going to get. It's great.
And again, that is shop.therookandtheraven.com. But that is it for the opening spiel. So, hey, RJ, who you playing today?
Hey, everybody. I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Vice, the Tiefling Rogue Warlock.
Oh, that's me.
Add that to the list.
Shush. Hey, everybody. I'm Sarah. I'll be playing Lowry Moon, the Hexblood Spore Druid.
And am I unmuted? Good. I'm Mediaflare, and I'm going to be playing Pamferdam Roski, the Gnome Artificer.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Clout Impkin, he, him, I'm she, her, and he's a bard tiefling. Tiefling Bard.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your dungeon master. So, last we left off, Skabatha, dead. No longer a problem. It's great. However, there was a little bit of turbulence. Oh, sorry. Going into last week's game, as you all came to the realization that thither, this like plane within a plane of Prismere was kind of tied to Skabatha, and you needed to figure out a situation or a remedy that would prevent this entire area from collapsing. It was then through Yarn Spinner and Lowry's efforts that you were able to transpose Will with powers of a temporary Archfey. A powerful creature nonetheless, but still something capable of being able to handle and withstand the magics of the Feywild. This was also to help alleviate some of Will's personal problems that he had going on, as he had found himself in his true original form, being that of an Oni, which he did not want to be around his fellow kid friends. Thankfully, you were able to again bestow the powers of an Archfey upon him, and last you saw, he was a sleepy bean that was overflowing with this kind of Feywild magic. Thankfully, you had found the unicorn horn, this fabled alicorn that we had been searching for, because as it turns out, Wizards of the Coast did a terrible job of elucidating as to what the alicorn was, the horn or a flying unicorn. So, after much debate and a little bit of research, we all realized, oh, donk, it's actually the horn, because you were able to restore that onto a weird wooden rocking horse who turned out to be none other than Eladon, the missing unicorn that you had heard about in Wayward Pool. Eladon then took the sleeping form of Will, Yarn Spinner, a halfling that you had met, the halfling's small companion, who... well, he's been having a time. He was also one of the halflings that had initially fallen through one of the mirrors at the Witchlight Carnival, and currently has like an orc arm, dwarf bottom, but that's all right because he's still a toy, and you are currently looking for replacement pieces, or at least you were at the time. They had all left, making their way to either the Wayward Pool or Little Oak, depending on which group was involved in this, leaving the four of you here at Loomlurch. It was at that point that you also came into contact with the goblins that worked here at their small little candy stalls, who hadn't heard head or tail as to the current state of things, and you know what? They showed up to work ready to sell some goblin candy, so good for them. But after a bit of inter-party discourse about the usage of limbs and toy-like body parts, that left our group a little rough around the edges, to say the least. Lowry, I believe you were going to bury some of these broken toy pieces. And then Vice and Clout, what were the two of you up to?
I was helping with that burying.
Body bury.
I'm
Vice?
a big, strong, diggy boy.
Vice was looking for
Boggle
halfling
oil.
part. Well, boggle oil, but that didn't go as planned. So then he went back to looking for body parts.
Okay.
The halfling's body parts.
Sounds good. And then Pamferdam. You had been looking for spare parts and pieces to be able to upgrade your next Steel Defender, maybe give Clapperclaw a better body. And that is when you and Vice encountered the situation with the boggles, and now Vice is continuing to kind of look around for body parts. Is there anything that you would like to do outside of the base interactions that you've had of like trying to find bits and bobs?
So in the process of people collecting body parts, have we happened to like find like enough pieces to put anyone back together whole, or are these all broken in some way?
These ones do not appear broken. At this point, it becomes a size and matter of preference. For those who put together model kits more frequently than others. There are a varying scale as to the size and usability of different model kits. Is this like a 1 over 144, 1 over 100, 1 over 60, 1 over 80? It really depends. So you're kind of like trying to mentally picture or remember the size of the halfling and figure out, okay, it was a halfling, it was small, but was that this scale model kit? Like if you're trying to find pieces that might work there, because again, this is where the workshop was. Most of the broken bits and pieces were coming from specifically Sow Pig's playroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these aren't actually toy people yet. These are just tools and shit.
These look like they were just the parts to make toys versus being parts belonging to toy people.
Okay. Well, then Pam's in the wrong room and is going to go to Sow Pig's room to start joining that body searching.
Yeah, for sure. Make an investigation check. Okay. And if anybody would like to give you assistance,
Pamferdam.
Oh, I rolled an investigation for Vice as well.
Sounds good.
Vice got an 18.
Okay.
And go. 15.
15. Okay, so with a 15 and an 18, looking around and like really getting into the cupboards and moving shelves aside, you are all able to find effectively a handful, like a small satchel's worth of parts. Kind of looking around, you are able to determine, okay, this would be around the size of like a halfling arm. This would be around the size of like halfling legs. But you're seeing that a lot of the joints and a lot of the points of articulation seem to be the cause behind their breaking. But if either of you know mending or somebody else with mending, you could probably take some time to be able to fix this.
If only somebody knew how to fix toys.
Oh, if only someone that we know knew mending, like they mended that balloon in the last place.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna take this bag.
Pam, before you go, could you mend these, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay them out on the floor first.
And Pam is going to start. The plan is, it's like Lego sorting now. I'm trying to find all of the matching pieces and seeing if I can like find everyone's original owner and make sure I have any like complete action figures in this set before I borrow any broken toy piece.
For sure. And I would say with the 15 and the 18 combined, with all the parts that you have, make a perception check.
How's your perception, Vice?
+3.
Okay, do you want to give me some assistance?
Sure, I'll give you assistance on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say perception or insight would be a good one with this.
Right. So with Vice's help, Pam got a 19.
A 19. Thankfully, there aren't many missing pieces. It seems like you're guessing that maybe some of like, you know, like the extras, like if there were any like swords or shields or like, you know, the accessories to go along with these toys were here. They are long gone or they were removed before they were taken. But as far as finding components, you're able to find a decent number of toys and be able to actually reconstruct them. I would say, all things considered, you probably find enough you find the halfling's missing pieces.
Cool.
And then you would also find enough for 3 more of these kind of like cursed toys to be able to properly put back together. Thankfully, these toys were not awakened by Yarn Spinner. They are just toys. But you're guessing that these were people at one point.
Okay, so as we're putting them together and matching pieces and mending, I guess Pam will have time to chat with Vice. And
You know, my first war, well, I guess my only war was, it started around the time I was 6 years old.
Yeesh.
Yeah. And I assume since you mentioned that your war still hasn't ended, you know that wars last a long time. After a while, we were running out of resources and had to switch kind of a cultural policy. I mean, once you learn that your body or your soul goes somewhere, the need to preserve or respect the body left behind, if it's not already decayed in some way, became less important for our people. We were always kind of trying to think the next day ahead, move really fast, fix all the things, replace all the things. But luckily, we managed to actually put a couple of these together. And since you fixed the last ones, we can fix these ones too.
Listen, Pam, I don't fault you on trying to be practical. I've had to do some despicable things out of desperation as well.
Well, see, that's the thing. You keep calling it despicable. What I'm trying to explain is, in my culture, this is respect. We give everything we've got for the revolution. We put everything we could into it. And when we finally die and leave our bodies behind and move on, the last thing we can give them is permission to continue using us somehow. So in my world, finding body parts that are preserved and ready to use, that seems like a perfect opportunity to help someone still alive. From your world, on the opposite side of this continent, it seems like it works differently. Your religions somehow make it so you want to hold on to these bodies or put them in shrines or whatever. I understand that, but it is not the thing that I'm not doing anything evil or cruel from my perspective.
Vice nods his head.
But I understand that y'all are upset by the idea, and I would rather not be hurting my friends while I'm trying to help others. So if we can't fix some of these, and it looks like we got a couple of side pieces here, but most of them we can put together. The ones we can't fix, I promise I won't use as a resource. We can put them in one of the holes that Lowry's digging.
I think for me, it's more of a... how to put it? Let the dead know rest. They've done their job, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to fault you on your beliefs. Again, practicality.
Right.
It's just something we will work on.
Your gods hold a special place for physical objects.
Oh,
Where I come from, our pantheon, when you're gone, the soul is the only part that matters to them. The body becomes food for plants and animals and is left behind for the world. Sounds like when you die, the soul and the body still matter in what Sword Coast religions.
I've never been a very religious man. The gods have never done anything for me.
Our gods did a lot. Yeah. But, well, speaking of gods, I was thinking about something while I was searching through this stuff. You have a Patreon that gave you your body. We're trying to find a ruler of a plane that was people's patrons. What if we talked to them about you signing a new patron contract? It sounds like we will have to find you a new body or something. The rock part of you said is belongs to Nickel, but we could get you free of the dragon if we ask the Prismere Queen person's help.
It's not just the body, Pam. It's the soul as well.
Then we can negotiate for both, or just one. Well, okay, sorry, that's just my world. Souls are separate, but...
I would rather no one talk to the Mad Pharaoh. He is cunning, and he will strip you of all your worth.
Well, I'm not the one trying to cross them. I'm saying we find a powerful being, free their kingdom, and restore them to power, and with a favor, we free you from an awful contract.
The last time that I tried, someone about the same level as Nico Bolas, I nearly shattered. It might need to be a very quick process,
Mm-hmm.
or else I think I go back. Or I go into oblivion. I don't really know, or care to find out, really.
Well, would you be all right with at least asking if they have the power before we risk anything?
No harm in trying, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how old you are. I don't know how old tieflings live. We don't have a lot of them in Molaran, but
Well, biologically, I'm like 5-ish.
uh-huh.
Well, not biologically, chronologically. This body's about 5-ish.
So you're like a kid?
I'm spry.
Oh wait, no, like this new body's 5 years old, right?
Yes, this new body's
Okay.
like 5 years old.
But like how long have you existed?
30-odd years.
Well, you're older than me. But oh, what was I gonna say? I got distracted by the age thing.
There's just a head pat with his left hand.
You know, I'll think about what I was gonna say. I'm gonna finish fixing these.
And Pam's gonna go back to casting mending on these dolls to try and put them back together.
Yeah, I imagine this was like a walk and talk situation where like this whole
It takes
thing
you
that's
10
happening
minutes,
is
doesn't
like.
it, to mend
I thought it was
something?
1 minute.
It's 1 minute, but since I'm doing like each toy and I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna have to like do the like torso first and then the legs and stuff, it could be a couple of minutes.
Yeah. We'll say that by the
Um,
time your guys' conversation is wrapping up, that most of these have been taken care of. Mostly because toys are Pam's specialty.
Oh, Pam does suddenly grab at Vice's shirt seam. Like,
I remember now.
Ugh.
You're 30 years old and have been a slave for 5.
Yes.
My people just finished 500 years of that bullshit. Pardon my first language.
No offense.
I am
taken.
all for spending energy ending anyone's reign involving slavery.
Honestly, it's not quite slavery as a mutually beneficial contract, but you know what? Potato, potato, as it were.
I mean, if that's the way you think, that's okay. But just so you know, dragons do not think that way. You're definitely an object to them.
Oh no, I know that painfully well. You should see my coworkers. They're all labeled mad. No, it's literally in their job description.
Why are they so angry?
As in insane, not...
Oh,
angry.
okay.
Sarkonvol the Mad. Tezzeret? The Mad. You and Tezzeret would get along, actually. He's got this weird, like, metallic appendage thing going on.
Yeah, like prosthetics.
Yeah, but... kind of, sort of. They try to be-
Ethereum's weird.
Ethereum is weird. You'd
Ethereum?
love Ethereum.
Is this like a mineral?
More or less. More or less.
Hmm.
Oh, I did have an idea. If we attach, say, like, a bladed arm to a toy person body and then restore them, will they have that? Will it be like a flesh arm?
Well, we had a horse attached to a dwarf, and you said that made it a centaur. So I feel like the line of logic would make it. You would have a
pretty
robot
sure-
arm.
I'm pretty sure it's dwarf top, horse bottom, not full centaur.
But still, both parts work. So I suppose if I made an articulated arm, I could create extra limbs. But we can't ask the toys if that's cool before we wake them up.
Yeah. I feel like that's also a no-no.
I mean, if anything, if we learn how to turn people into toys ourselves, we can do like voluntary surgery where you turn into a toy and then I add a couple extra legs for mobility and then turn you back into a person.
Vice, you remember the process of being turned into a toy? And it's not exactly the most like, oh, what a fine and fantastic no pain situation. Like, it was incredibly painful.
There's a grimace on Vice's face. You know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm gonna go check on the other two. Are you gonna be
Okay.
fine here?
Yeah, once I get these fixed up, I'll work my way back up front with any parts that I can't find a home to.
Vice tries to snap with his right hand and then realizes, fuck. Snaps with his left hand and walks away.
Okay. Yeah, and Vice, when you get to the room that has all of the briars in it, that you're walking through to get to where Clout and Lowry are currently in the process of digging these little graves. You see that pincushion, the living doll that had attached itself to you, and then we just kept failing to address as being anywhere near anyone. Last session is currently in the process of like trying to push a pull door.
Oh, pincushion, honey. That's a pull door. Here, let me get that.
Yeah, and they were trying to get outside, but the door had been shut.
How are you doing with your new employment status?
Sort of shrug they sort of shrug and say, it doesn't feel like they're employed.
Would you like it if I put you to work then? Give you a task.
They nod. Like, yes, please.
He'll walk with her. Could you help Miss Lowry and Mr. Clout over there dig some graves?
Pincushion nods.
Thank you, my dear.
And like does the like you see that like every time they need to blink, they like loll their head back and then snap it forward to try and like get their eyes to do the thing.
Bless.
But eventually, this little living doll will make its way out to Clout and Lowry. And Clout, Lowry, the two of you are digging toy-sized graves. And then you see this small toy come up and like ruffle through this little dress that they have and pulls out a shovel. Like a small toy-sized shovel.
Hello.
Oh, hello!
She's just gonna look very befuddled and then look up at Clout.
You here to help?
Yes. I was told by my new owner. My new...
Employer!
That's the phrase that makes it seem less icky, yes!
Right. Okay. We need 2 more about this size. And she'll gesture to what they have already dug.
6 feet deep for scale, yes?
Do they need to be 6 feet deep?
No, like my equivalent.
Yes. Yes, your equivalent. I think it's only 3 feet with your size.
Yeah, they are a tiny construct, so
Mm-hmm.
they just take this tiny shovel and just...
You know, just deep enough that like animals can't dig them up, but I don't know why animals would dig them up, and I honestly don't know if there are animals that eat human flesh in the Feywild.
I mean, I'm sure there are still very similar animals to what's on the material plane here. They just do magical bullshit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like, no one's really died in the Witchlight Carnival, but I assume that like there's some sort of ritual that like turns you into fairy dust or something.
Cloud, as you say that, you get this like weird moment of horror about all the free pixie dust that people hand out as prizes.
Yeah, he just sort of like stares off into the middle distance for a little bit. Then
Where's it all come from?
Is that where it comes from? Pixie dust is people. Better not think too hard about it.
Yep, just this tiny little helper.
So I don't know, I was kind of a toy for a lot of what happened. Run me through it again. What happened to Will?
I don't know. I wasn't there for that.
Rats. Okay. He was like blue or something.
Mm-hmm. He's an Oni.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I know what an Oni is. I rolled really well on Arcana for that.
Mm-hmm.
Clout was smart for 1 minute.
He had the brain cell.
Such a sharp crayon.
Yeah.
Handle.
Nope, not anymore. So,
Sharp as spoon.
while the two of you are, with Pincushion's help, digging these small graves? Vice, is that what you wanted to do, is go and join them, or were you going to continue looking around? What was Vice's plan?
He finds like a low wall, hops onto it, and sits down. Left hand goes into his bag and pulls out a pipe, and he's just gonna sit there.
Okay. Yeah, so Vice, as you are sitting on this wall by yourself, like about to like magic up some fire so that way you can enjoy this, you hear it's not so much that you hear it, but you feel a deep thrumming noise that seems to like almost like it's from a resonator, like when you have a tuning fork and then both sides go. You can feel that inside you.
You look around, start feeling uncomfortable.
And there is a flash where you lose your vision for a brief moment, and everything is black except for two glowing eyes and what looked to be that horn crown style pattern with the gem resting in the middle.
I was wondering how long it was going to be before you contacted me, my lord.
And the eyes narrow, and you hear this voice say, "You use my name too lightly, too actively."
To get these people to cooperate, I need to be a little bit loose, as it were. I apologize if I have caused you any offense.
When you go to apologize, you feel the articulated gemstones along your side just tighten, and you hear the sound of like that like glass straining that comes from it.
Vice visibly grits his teeth.
What is the status of your mission?
We are on our way to go to the next land, after which we will go and see Zybilna.
And you are confident she will join the cause?
I am very persuasive, sir. If I were to talk you up, as it were, as you are a powerful ally, I'm sure she would join your cause willingly.
And there is a pause followed by a deep rumble. And the voice then says,
"Are you ready to accept the consequences if she does not?"
There's a pause. What else is my life for but to serve?
there is a deep chuckle. And you know that whenever your patron laughs, it is not one of kindness, it is not one of joy. And the response that you get is,
"You will do well to remember. Because if you don't, your family, your sister's spark, oh so tasty. Remember your place. Remember your mission. Do not fail."
and there is that deep resonance as the feeling releases and your vision comes back. You are drenched in sweat, and you have that feeling like that anxious feeling when it's almost like all the muscles in your chest and abdomen have been flexing and you don't realize that they have been flexing. As this moment of concentration breaks, you feel all of your bits kind of relax into that.
There's a shaky hand that slowly strikes a flint and tinder, and he'll just put his pipe in his mouth and puff.
Okay. Pam, all the toys are put back together. Nice.
All right.
Yeah, and I'd say, like, relatively where Lowry and Clout were burying the others, and you're able to take these out with you, and you see the two of them there with what looks like a tiny living doll who's, like, helping dig some graves, and, like, every once in a while she'll get, like, dirt in her face and, like, try and, like, get it out by, like, rocking her head back super hard.
Here, let me get that for you. And Lowry will bend down with a little handkerchief and wipe her face for her.
And she just, oh, thank you. So kind. So kind.
So
Pam will come by and put the bag down and kind of like open it up to display what they've been working on.
I managed to put together 3 people, and these pieces here belong to the to Ween's fiance, the halfling with the orc arm. I couldn't find anybody that these belonged to.
Good job, Pam.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna bury stuff, can we try and turn these toys alive first and bury the separate parts?
We don't have the unicorn.
We're going to go meet them, though.
I mean, I guess we could bury the graves somewhere else.
Yeah, it's worth a try, I guess.
Yeah, and you all, your worlds are concerned about the condition of bodies after expiration, so you can bury these.
And Pam will gesture towards like the pieces that they could not find anything for.
I would prefer them to turn back into body parts so they'd at least be food for the dirt, but I don't think we can really waste time coming back here with the unicorn. But yeah, you can bury these.
All right.
Yeah, honestly, we don't have a whole lot of time, considering, the whole promise that we made to Blightclaw.
Yeah,
and all
we
that.
have 4 days left on that.
Yeah, what are the odds that we can save Sibilna in 4 days?
Very low, considering we have some fucking mountains to get through.
That's what you're planning on doing?
When did you get here?
I've always been here.
No, you haven't.
You came in with us.
Hey, can you explain what happened with Will?
Who, me or Vice?
Either one of you.
Oh.
I have no idea what happened. I've been a toy for a very long time, and honestly, I'm not even entirely sure that this is reality, so...
Granny Nightshade had put a curse on young William, who was originally an Oni, that turned him into a childlike form after we... Well, she pissed him off enough that it broke the curse, or he broke it himself, I don't really know. But with her not being around anymore, this plane became unstable, so the giant arachnid decided to make Will an archfey to stabilize his condition.
Right.
Temporarily.
Yeah, until we can turn them back into Will, because they will have a really hard time
I'm pretty
not
sure
wanting to eat their kid friends.
I'm pretty sure that was the stipulation as part of the archfey contract.
Is it gonna stay when Zybilna comes back? Are they gonna stay Will, or are they gonna turn back into an Oni?
Yo no say.
Huh?
I don't know.
Oh,
the
yeah.
contract is only until we get Zybilna back.
Okay, but yeah, that basically sums it up.
So is he still an Oni, or has he turned back into Will?
He
Oh, he's
was a
Will.
child.
Will.
They're Will again.
Everybody talks at once. And...
Not only did we all talk, but some voice in the sky also said so.
It must be a sign of good faith.
Fucking no.
What was the answer?
He's child will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. All right. Sorry. No, I'm just catching up.
Yeah, you were totally for most of that. Surprised you're a little... not more panicked.
You know what? I'm honestly to the point where this might as well happen. I've already died. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
You see the living doll's like mouth just like drops when you say that you've died.
Being brought back different.
Yeah, I got better.
Ice walks over and he'll clap Clout on the arm. Listen, sooner we get this done, the sooner we can get back to whatever the hell it is we're doing.
All right. Let's put whatever we're putting in the ground and get out of here.
As Cloud goes to leave, he realizes he can't because Vice clapped him with the sticky hand. And there's a shit-eating grin on Vice's face.
Is it still sticky?
It
Yeah, like-
lasts for an hour.
Yeah, they got
okay.
like 30 more minutes of that.
He like stops and then like look.
Was it on skin or cloth?
Cloth.
He slowly turns to look at him. And then he just kind of like quirks a smile himself, and he just starts moving away again.
Oh no! Whoa! You
He's just
wrong,
strong
sir.
enough to drag him.
This was a bad idea. This was a mistake.
He'll finish the burying work. Bless
Okay.
you.
All right, so the toys have been buried, the ones that you are looking to bury. Does anybody have any like last words, conversation to have about this, or is it just like pat pat pat? You guys ready to go?
I'm sorry, we couldn't find a better use for you.
Pam will mumble to themselves.
I do think there's a moment where Clout just sort of like finishes burying them, takes a step back and says, anybody want to say anything, or should we just...
Well, time is of the essence, and this joke was fun enough. Vice casts prestidigitation on his hand to clean it.
Does not work on boggle oil.
Oh, it does not?
It's
Magically sticky.
Ooh, gross.
I've made a mistake.
Oh, I've made a real mistake this time.
Joke's on you.
All right. So then should we go to the oak first or to the lake? Well, I guess we should get Will or go to the oak first and get the kids and then go to the lake, or go to the lake first.
Lake first, we'll pick up Will from the lake, essentially, and we'll take him back to the oak.
Oh, did they go to the lake too?
Will is here, I think, right?
No.
Oh.
Spider took
Yeah.
him.
Spider
Okay.
took Will to the lake as a good point to rest. Also went with Eladon, the unicorn, whereas Elkhorn was taking Wayne and Reuben off to Little Oak.
All right. All right, let's go find this lake.
Okay. Yeah, make a survival check on your will.
No.
Could this whole like light activity thing counted as a short rest?
If you wanted to pay your respects for an hour, you certainly could.
We definitely like putzed around this fucking tree for like an hour, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I guess short rest.
In real time, we
spend some
putzed
hit
around that
dice.
tree for 3 hours.
Let's do
Minimum.
2 of them.
Oh no.
Shazam.
Oh, that's
Healed for 10. Nice. Otherwise, I have no survivals, so...
Yeah, so who would like to lead the survival to navigate back to Wayward Pool?
I got a 0.
I like a 2.
I've got a +3, I guess.
Oh,
I'm
I got a
alright at-
+6.
What the?
It's the druid!
Druid!
Former map maker.
Inarguably the best survival.
Yeah, we'll see.
24.
Okay.
24? Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, Lowry, you are easily able, like, even with the way that the Feywild generally sort of like shifts and has that ever-changing property, there are still certain elements about it that maintain the same, that are very similar. So you end up finding one of these paths that you remember, having seen, like as you come across it, you see that there are like Jabberwock paw prints in the dirt, and just like, thankfully they look old, but you do remember having come across them previously, and you're guessing that like crossing past that, going a little bit further, will take you to Wayward Pool. The overall journey itself does take a bit of time, I would say, unless
How
anyone
many
has
time?
well, that really depends. Does anybody have any abilities that allow them to traverse like forests or difficult-ish terrain?
I'm not a
You're
ranger.
Yeah, I don't think that we have any rangers.
I got short little legs.
I don't think I know I get stuff at higher levels, but I don't think I have it yet.
Where did our magic chariot go?
We left them at the tree.
Left it at Little Oak.
Yeah.
We went for the stealth approach.
So you guys know that it would be roughly about like 6-7 miles to get to Wayward Pool from where you are. So again, even though it's roughly around mid-morning, you're going to be getting there closer to around walking through the forest itself,
couple
probably
hours.
like mid to early late afternoon, if that makes sense. Like, the sun is still in the sky, like it will be dropping at a certain point, but it definitely seems like it is taking you quite a bit to actually get there because of the dense foliage here in Thither.
Not a huge deal.
I am so sleepy.
Want me to carry you?
There is a consideration.
Don't worry. We only have 30 to 45 minutes left. We can get there.
Okay.
I'd take a nap once we're there.
Maximum effort.
Lowry pulls the parent trick of there's only 30 to 45 minutes left every 30 to 45 minutes.
Pam has to do shuffle feet to keep up with the rest of the group.
But yeah, eventually you do make your way to Wayward Pool, or at least the boundary therein. It would seem that, like, as you're approaching, it doesn't automatically just kick you back this time. It seems that with at your behest to the unicorn that had lived there previously, and now that Eladon has returned, that security, that like, they're like, the CAPTCHA has changed. It's no longer just like slide the jigsaw piece into the missing jigsaw space. It's now identify how many cars are in the 9 pictures. And it's definitely not promoting machine learning, but that's okay.
Lord and Lady of the Lake, we've come to retrieve our friend. Please let us through. We are tired.
I'm a unicorn.
Okay.
A Clout.
And as you all say this, again, you're not buffeted away from Wayward Pool, but you see a downright majestic image in front of you. You see 2 unicorns, Lamorna and Eladon, running next to each other on top of this lake. Water is kicking up. Their manes are like perfectly flailing and resting in the wind. They look like they were built to run. It's like the first time you see a Clydesdale in the snow and they're just kicking it up and you're like, that is the most majestic beast that has ever walked this earth. That is these two unicorns literally running on top of a lake, just frolicking.
A Phil Collins
each
song
other.
is playing in the background.
I think I had a binder that looked like this.
Yeah, it's some straight up Lisa Frank shit. We'll go there. And then as your group is standing there, you just hear, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Ah!
And there is a giant jaded spider sitting up in one of the branches just watching.
How long have they been at this?
Oh, you're
ever
big
since he-
now.
Ever since he got back. Oh, yeah, no, I could have been like this the whole time. It scurries on down.
Where's Ruben and went to Little Oak. I'm going to.
If you're wondering where
Vices.
Will is, I put him out in the middle of that, there's the lake, and then there's that little island where typically you go to light a sconce to call on those
Right.
folks. I took him out there because I figured it'd be better to have him in the middle of the lake if he's still recovering rather than on a shore.
Mhm.
That's fair.
A yarn spinner.
Yeah,
That's
what's
your
up?
name, right?
Yes, it is. You got it in one.
Nice. In this water is supposed to be magic or something.
Well, yes. It's quite magic.
All right, just sort of shove Vice toward it, like
Bleh.
drink up.
Yeah, if you're exhausted, can cure a level of exhaustion. If that's a thing that we can actually say here. But being an archfey lets you look at things a little bit weird.
Seen the people in the monitors as well.
Only with two
In the
of the
what?
8. And
I'm so
two of the 8 eyes gleam a little bit.
The smiling one is always watching.
Always. That's what makes it fun, though.
You and I have very different definitions of fun.
Well, I am a giant spider. Now, anyways, if you're looking for, if you want to bathe in the water, cure some exhaustion, removes a curse, if you got any curse items on you, that sort of thing.
We can't take this with us, right?
Oh, I don't believe so. No.
We might need to come back here in 4 days.
Why? What happens in 4 days?
I'm not entirely sure yet, but probably some sort of death or eternal punishment.
We might have made an agreement with Lightclaw to get her some things that we can't get her,
Oh.
and then we accidentally killed her sister.
Oh, yeah. No, I was there for that second one.
Yeah. So yeah.
What'd you promise the sisters?
Oh,
We got a
sisters?
third of it. We got the
Nothing.
painting.
Sister, she wanted her book of bad blood, the painting, yes, Pam, and there was something else, but I apparently didn't write it down.
Unicorn horn.
The unicorn horn that has been reattached to the unicorn.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're up shit creek without a paddle. Well, other than, this whole lake, like you were saying, you can always just come back in about 4 days. Right? That's how that thing works. I don't know, I've never been cursed by ag.
What is the nature of said curse? Do we know?
No, she didn't say.
Well, if the water functions anything like our clerics in the temples do, they don't fix the hag stuff, because I would have my jazz hands back.
Wait a second. Don't you have a copy of the contract that we made with her?
Do I? I don't think we made an actual contract. We just had a verbal agreement.
Yeah, there was spit in the hands and then shake
Yeah.
on it kind of deal.
How did we wind up with a verbal agreement with Lowry in our party?
I think they were a horse.
Because everyone kept saying yes to things.
I think, honestly, we should give her back her Book of Bad Blood. At least we get 1 out of 3. Maybe lessens the severity of whatever's gonna hit us.
If we make sure she doesn't touch it while we're still in the house or whatever, we can give her the paintings. But once is it touching the paintings, or was it the brambles that made the family show up?
When you prick your hands on the brambles, it made your family show up.
Okay, so we didn't bring any bramble with us, so we can just bring the paintings and be like, oh, you'll have to go visit your sister and get the painting fixed, and then we run really fast.
I've got something. A bunch of half-truths. It's not technically a lie, but we could say that we had the unicorn horn, we lost it. For the paintings, we managed to retrieve them, but this is all we can get. Book of Bad Blood is the Book of Bad Blood.
Could say that Will of the Woods attacked her sister and that her sister fell. Technically not a lie.
Yeah.
Don't have to mention the killing blow.
And we have taken care of Will.
True.
Yeah, I think Will's gonna wake up a lot stronger.
The only problem, though, is if she decides to do a bit of domain expansion and finds that domain's still here.
Well, a domain is here.
Hmm.
The victor's domain.
Will's domain.
Can they feel each other's domains?
Unsure.
Mm.
Lowry, make an Arcana check. I'll give you.
Is there anyone who happens to
proficiency
know a
on
lot
this.
about hag magic?
Okay.
And how
I'll give you a proficiency bonus on that one because it does relate to hags.
Okay. That's a 10.
Okay. You know that more powerful hags are connected and can generally sense when a member of their coven is when they lose out on a member of a coven. Like if you were at 3 and then you go to 2, there's kind of a break of that innate hag magic. So you're guessing that
She knows.
yeah.
She probably already knows their sister's gone, just maybe not why.
Sure.
Okay,
There's a like a power shift that happens when someone powerful dies. The power changes. It feels all funny.
you got quite a lot of knowledge on hag stuff. That's been pretty helpful.
Books.
Yeah, your book club
Hey.
seems to be pretty helpful. So she hasn't sent a search party yet, or like teleported us to her room to be like, you got some splaining to do. So at least she doesn't assume it was us, hopefully.
Well, I don't think she has the power to teleport us to her.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she's that powerful. She couldn't take care of a gelatinous cube in her
Oh, yeah,
bathtub.
yeah. But she couldn't find out where we are.
I mean, technically anyone who's met us can find out where we are with scrying.
Right, but like her in particular, she has the capacity to find us, and if she does suspect us, we should probably spend as little time in this lake as possible.
Unless the magic here protects us.
Hey, Yard Spinner, does the magic here protect us from like prying eyes, like sorcerer's eyes?
Honestly, I'm not sure. This isn't my domain. I don't really know the whole, all the rules that go about it.
Oh, we could ask Elcor then.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to ask those two, for sure.
Yeah,
Frolicking
my guess
unicorns.
is that even if they'd be able to see you, there's sort of like a misdirection magic that's going on around this place. And if they don't want you getting in, you won't get in.
Well, at least we can rest up.
The Vice shrugs off his coat, his shirt, his boots, wades out in the water, and just sits, then reclines.
Yeah, and Vice, the water, as you recline, it just feels comfortable. Like when you lean back into a hot spring, how it kind of has that thick nature to it. Like it's not very thin
like the
water.
minerally like
Yeah,
sort
it's
of
just
feel to it.
super dense and like, but it's like almost feathery as you're doing it. Like this is like being in a really nice couch, or in Vice's case, it almost feels like your chair.
Oh, fuck.
Aw, you have a chair.
Yeah, he has a chair in his study that nice in the courtyard.
It's his chair.
It's my chair. It's where he stored all of his alchemical supplies.
Has while frolicking, now that one of us has like splashed around in the lake, has Eladon and Lamorna noticed us?
They have. And at this point you see that like they sort of stop. They're frolicking and Lamorna and Eladon just like sort of like nuzzle each other, and you can see their unicorn horns like
Not in front of the kids.
rubbing up against each other. It's not like that, or maybe it is. Nights in the courtyard. But they eventually will both make their way towards you, and Eladon again speaks telepathically to all of you and just, noble adventurers,
Ah,
you have done well returning to the Wayward Pool. You have, and they like horse bow. My thanks.
Oh,
Do
you're
you
most
wish
welcome.
to proceed into the land of Yon? Or would you like to, or do you wish to rest first?
Rest, please.
Also, so your horn helped turn my friends back into people. So I was hoping that your magic now connected to you still works.
And Pam will pull out the 3 dolls that they put together.
Can you turn these back into people?
And Eladon like raises an eyebrow, which is very weird considering it's a horse face. And present them. Yeah, and Eladon like rears their head back, swivels, and then bows, and like there is just this like beep, 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 like just like nods into each 3 of them, and you see that there is just like this like She-Ra from the 1980s like level rainbow effect that seems to go over each of the toys as they grow back into what looks like a full-sized individual, and they are not breathing. These people are most certainly dead. And Eladon just, oh my goodness.
Is there somewhere nearby that we can bury them?
Would you be all right with them being buried here? Should we leave the bubble?
You may bury them in my woods. And then Lamorna like looks over at Eladon and like raises both eyebrows. Oh, sorry, our woods.
Well, thank you. I have tiny hands. Does anyone have a shovel? I got like tools, but
You see that Pincushion like brings up their small shovel.
I'll take care of it.
Great. I'll move the bodies then.
And Pam will follow wherever Lowry plans on digging holes and move one body at a time over to it.
Clout, are you just gonna let little Pam?
Sorry,
these
he's
bodies?
helping. I'm fighting with Zoom over my volume.
I got it. It's okay. I got it.
I am also here. Here, let me help with my big, strong muscles. I am Clout.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
okay,
weren't
thanks.
we just talking at the beginning of the game? You were like, wow, sure would be great if there was somebody to like move heavy stuff around.
I was
Just
honestly
like pushed
hoping
into
Clout would
dial-up
just
noise
completely
as he stares off into the middle distance, and he's all like, "I've already unchecked my automatically."
Pam's
adjust
on body
microphone
too.
volume."
Incredible.
I love this table.
And as as you are all or as you're leaving, Eladon and Lamorna will both say to you, when you have finished with this, return and you will receive a boon. So just come back to the lake after you're done with the bodies and they have something for you.
Okay.
Vice is dozing in the shallows.
Yeah. Now, Vice, you found like
Doing the old lazy
it's like-
river.
It's like a moss-covered rock, and as you put your head against it, you would expect it to be really rough and hard. But like your chill mood and everyone being in much better spirits, the Feywild acts in mysterious ways, and the moss becomes very lush and almost pillow-esque. And I would say, like, before the party is even, like, away from the shallows, there is just, like... me. Like... Vice
Soft
is-
snoring sound.
Yeah, there is just the snoozles coming from Vice. Okay, but... going to dig some quick graves. Yeah, all together, because digging graves does take a little bit of time, even with 3 people. Does anybody have any like any kind of magical thing that would allow them to help in this matter?
Clout could first of all cast Earth Tremor to soften the ground, and then cast Enlarge on himself to do it faster.
Oh hell yeah, that's awesome.
Can I hex the dirt? Hit it with a shovel. I don't have anything. I don't have
Sadly,
anything.
the dirt is not alive in this instance, so you can't target it with a hex. Sadly,
But we can heck it.
Okay, I
But
have
you can heck it.
speak with plants.
okay.
What if I speak to a tree and ask it, "Hey, can you move your roots and make a hole?"
It asks if you have an ability to allow it to move, if you can awaken it.
No, I was hoping for some Feywild bullshit.
Well, at least we're shooting the shots. All right. Well, Pam has at best probably like a trowel in their toolkit for digging.
Yeah, Lowry has an actual shovel.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, I would say like all things together to dig 3 graves with Clout being enlarged would probably take you the better part of an hour. Just making some fucking time.
Yeah, no, that's pretty damn good.
Nice.
Making the equivalent of 1 grave in the book Holes took an entire day.
But yeah, by the time that you actually are able to kind of get all of this done, it is getting into that like early evening. So you can see that the sun is like on its setting course.
Right.
Clout sort of like stretches, and like you can hear his bones crack in the way that they do when you're over 30.
Hey,
Do you
Clout,
Yeah.
should you go pull him out of the water before he turns into a prune?
I'm gonna go
Also, is there like a special way to do this, or did we just push the bodies in?
as respectfully as you can.
Mhm.
He's gonna sort of slosh out to the water.
Lowry will help pull them into the graves.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Lowry, you and Pam are in the process of burying these individuals. Clout, you are going to wake up Vice. Is there any conversation that would like to be had between Pam and Lowry during this scene, or is it just like grunts of exertion and there you goes before you start like putting more dirt over them with pincushion, like
Oh,
doing
gosh,
their
poor
small
pincushion.
best.
I know Lowry doesn't have anything.
I was
Just
hoping
focusing
that
on
they'd
the
be
task.
alive, but at least in this way we can feed some stuff with the body.
Mm-hmm. It's the circle of life.
Whoosh.
Do you want to do a respect burial thing? I don't know what would help honor the dead for you.
Oh, just making sure that they get a proper burial usually stops them from coming back as ghosts, in my experience.
Is this proper enough, or do we have to like do a ritual or put up like a ghost ward?
I mean, there's a lot of rituals that people do. I don't really do them since I'm not a cleric or a paladin.
Yeah,
I'm
my
sorry
people
that-
kind of just throw a party and then put you in the mushroom farms.
I mean, I could grow some mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean, it's good food for them.
I'll come
Especially
back
since they were preserved. That means the fecal matter is still in the body.
I don't like thinking about that.
The fungi like it.
That's true. Do I currently have? Yeah, she'll craft a couple mushrooms.
Okay.
Some oversized mushrooms.
Some respectful mushrooms.
Ploop, 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 ploop.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sorry the hags took you and you're dead. Please don't come back and haunt this area.
Thank you for feeding the plants.
Dinner?
Yeah, I haven't eaten in like a day.
Yeah, me either. Let's go.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so
And
Lowry.
done. No longer concerned.
Yeah. All right, so Lowry, you and Pam return to Clout. Clout, are you waking Vice up, or are you just like letting him sleep in the water?
He splashes out a little bit into the water, sort of like splashes a little bit of water on his face, over his back. He'll take off his shirt and wash off a little. He got real sweaty. And then he'll like look over at Vice and then just sort of like mage hand to splash some water on his face.
Oh,
You still alive over there?
barely.
All right, great. You should get up. We're about to leave.
Fuck, are we? Shit. Okay.
He'll just like kasploosh, like full on into the water.
There's the sound of bones cracking as one does when you're over 30.
Vice,
As Vice gets up.
thankfully, this is one of the first times that you've realized this, but getting up out of the water, you're only pruny on your non-gemmy hand. The gem hand's fine. What a weird interaction this is.
This is so new. What? What?
Hey, Pam, do you want to have some fun?
Yeah, what?
Have you ever tackled someone when they're in the water?
I'm very small.
You can do it. just go for the knees. Lowry's gonna cast Pass Without a Trace as she starts like crouch running towards where Vice is.
Amazing. All right, make a set of stealth checks with your Pass Without a Trace bonus. Vice,
Oh, goodness.
roll for perception.
16.
With Pass Without a Trace?
Yeah, I rolled a
Incredible.
6.
Nice.
Lucky. 13.
Fuck. Okay. Oh no. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not
and
bad.
Pam,
What
are
did
you
Pam-
joining in this like Russian tackle?
Is Pass Without Trace on me as well?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
an
okay,
aura.
then 25.
Okay, yeah, Vice, you are standing up and you're like fascinated by your weird like pruny on one hand, gemmy on the other, and like the
No,
gems.
this
Honestly,
makes sense.
it's like rock tumbler. Like they've never looked better. A combination of oil and unicorn water, and maybe, just maybe, ka-chicka, and Lowry and Pam both just like make
Go for the
contact
knees.
with you.
I get behind him and you push.
No.
Ah!
What? Ah!
And Clout, you emerge from your like deep dive into the water and look back and just see Lowry and Pam like pushing Vice into the water. That's one way to wake him up.
Yep. He just sort of like swooshes his wet hair out of his face and just sort of squints like he doesn't believe what he's seeing. Like, does
What?
the scuffle continue?
We come up from the water handing out each other's shirts.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any ill intent amongst these three.
Oh, yeah, no, obviously not. But, like,
I have to constantly doggy pedal to stay above the water line.
Vice is
Help Pam
gonna
up onto the rock.
Vice is gonna go like as Lowry's putting Pam onto the rock and just like hands on hips. Can I make an athletics check? Suplex Lowry into the water.
Sure, Lowry, make a dexterity saving throw, or we'll say that this isn't acrobatics because this is a grapple.
Oh my god.
18.
18.
20.
Okay,
Oh,
so
God.
Lowry, you are like splashing, haha, having a great time, and then Vice just grabs you, and then he just bends backwards, just suplex like over the shoulder, and just dunks you into the water.
Did you manage to put me down in time?
Yeah, he Vice was
Otherwise, I'm
waiting
picturing-
for-
So I fly out of Lowry's arms.
The hat just floats on the water. Lowry does not come up.
Lowry? Lowry, dear.
Maybe they turn into a fish.
Fuck. Vice is gonna dive in after.
This is a great time to ask the question, does Lowry know how to swim?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
She's
make her-
just holding her breath underwater.
That would make her choice to go into the well a whole lot more foolish.
Even better.
Even
think-
better.
I think Vice and Lowry come face to face, and Vice has like this like face on himself.
Swims away.
Okay, and as your group continues to play in the water, eventually the two unicorns will return, and they even they seem to address that you are all in good spirits, which is so weird. Vice and Lowry, when you're underwater and then clear as day, no bubble, you just hear like, I see you are awake. Oh, what the fuck?
Chokes in some water.
Just start dragging Lowry back to the top.
Okay. So, once you are all at the top, Lamorna and Eladon then look to each other, and Eladon says, once you have completed your rest here, I will take you to Yon, and from there the Palace of Heart's Desire. In the meantime, Lamorna and I have decided that should anything happen to me along the way, that each of you deserves something that does not rely on my well-being. I see one of you is not above art upon their body. Is there any complaints before receiving a marking as a blessing?
Just sort of like cleaning out his ear, and he's like, huh? Oh, yeah, sure.
I think that's fine.
Like we're getting a tattoo.
Getting matching tattoos. Are we at that stage of our relationship now?
I mean, we have a party name, so I guess that makes sense.
And as you say this, and all agree, like, yeah, we're down for it. The two unicorns, their eyes begin to glow with this, like, brilliant Elysian blue. And as it happens, you can all feel that on your back right shoulder blade, there is just this, like, comforting warmth that seems to come from it. And Vice, or Clout, being the easiest one to identify as you had taken off your shirt to go swimming, there is what looks to be a unicorn in full, like, mid-prance that has been tattooed upon your back. And each of you receive a charm of heroism.
Ooh.
Charm of heroism.
What does my tattoo say? Dude, what does my tattoo say? Sweet! Dude, sweet!
God, it's been years.
You're welcome.
But as each of you gains this charm of heroism, that is where we are going to go into our break. So we're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody, don't go nowhere. Bye-bye! Hello, everybody, and welcome. We have returned from our break, but before we get into tonight's game, there is a special message that I kind of want to be able to play for all my players. So, players, if you could all unmute the stream on your end, then give me a thumbs up when you have unmuted. So we got 4 thumbs ups. All right, awesome. So for all of you at home as well, this is gonna be for you. So I hope that you all enjoy.
Hey gamers, first off, happy Pride. Second, has this ever happened to you? Are you simply carrying too many things in those weak little arms of yours like a straight doofus? Looking for a place to store all your super secret notes, loose post-its, concert tickets for your anniversary, business receipts, post-its, FNM records where you went 0-4, wedding invitations, interpretive drawing you made about that dream you had about a mouse who survived a game of Mousetrap, or stickers? Well, get ready, because I have just the thing. The handcrafted campaign planner by Rook and the Raven. They even drew a cat for me in the comments so I wouldn't forget about my cat's bat mitzvah. Just look at this incredible journal. Made with unorganized people in mind, this highly customizable journal features 2 columns so you can keep track of everything on high-quality paper. They even included not 1, not 2, but 3 modular bookmarks so you never lose your place. So be sure to head on over to shop.therookandtheraven.com to get yourself started. And make sure to use the code HYPEGOBLIN on checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase.
Wow, 15% off my entire purchase? What a great deal!
That's right, your entire purchase. So what are you waiting for? Your next adventure starts at shop.therookandtheraven.com.
Disclaimer, this video is not sponsored or in any way affiliated with therookandtheraven.com. I just wanted to support my friends, so be sure to use the code HYPEGOBLIN on your next visit, or the gnashing void that crawls out from my bed at night will finally take me to the realm of the Nightmare King. And we're back! Hello, everybody! Welcome! The advertisement is done! Thank you all for bearing with us.
Fun.
You can watch that as many times as you want. It's going to be available on my TikTok later today.
Aww.
Fuck you, Simon. I love you so goddamn much, you fucking gremlin.
Simon was working on that all day yesterday.
Yeah, it took me at least 6 hours to do. It was very fun, but totally worth it.
I love you so much.
So again, shop.therookandtheraven.com, code HYPEGOBLIN, 15%. Consider it a savings. But
It's supposed to make us cry in character. What are you doing?
well, Sarah's always in cosplay, so does that count?
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Okay. We got there in the end. But yes, again, thank you all for bearing with my advertisement. I hope you all enjoyed it, because I had fun making it. But again, so we are back. You've all just received matching tattoos, having a great and wonderful time. So what is the
Mardi Gras?
goal? You are planning on spending some time. There. I just wanted to make sure that things were good on my end for the stream. I can see them now, which is good. So you've all received matching tattoos. You all wanted to be able to spend some time resting, maybe getting a long rest in here at the Wayward Pool. Is that the goal?
Yes.
Okay. Long rest it is. The long rest is go. So, seeing as how this is a place of safety, that nothing wrong or horrible could possibly happen when you're around 2 embodiments of Lisa Frank, a giant spider, and Will of the Wood lying passed out on a small island. Let's get into some long rest. So, again, thankfully, downtime. And as you were all kind of like making camp, figuring out where to go, you see that Yarn Spinner is like making a lean-to with their yarn. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain anytime soon, but more of just like the practicality of it. He has made you a little like covered area to sleep under, should you so wish. And it is at that point that Eladon approaches, and then asks, in a less booming voice, "My friends."
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yes.
We wish to leave for Yon in the morrow. Correct.
We have a few stops we'd like to make first.
Stops is where? Perhaps I can lead you.
We need to head back to Hither to make sure some things don't come back to bite us in the butt. So if you wish to spend some time here with your partner, we can come and pick you up again.
Yeah, Eladon sort of nods. Seems like
Okay.
something he'd be down for.
It will take us 2 days to travel by foot.
Also, if you could maybe make a visit to Grandfather Oak. They're not too far away, but they're dying.
Yeah, and the kids, they live there, and they helped us help you escape.
The kids live at Little Oak and not Grandfather Oak. There's a
Yeah.
stupid naming convention.
The
Pixies?
whole Oak family needs help.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, Eladon will nod and say that when you're ready to set out to Yon, they will be here at Wayward Pool. But in the meantime, get some rest in.
Do
And
it. I'm gonna hit the long rest button.
Okay.
Such a threat.
So, what do you all think we should do when we go back to see Lightclaw?
Half-truths. We've essentially fulfilled the contract.
We did complete, or at least end, all of the quests. Technically, like 50% of it can be completed. We can always plan an ambush just in case it goes wrong as well.
Boy.
Yeah, I know.
What do you think the odds are that the Frog King is still the king and not a head on a stick?
Low.
How long
Very
did the last one last? Like a week, right? Or like a 10-day?
6 months.
Oh, 6 months. Okay, so they're probably still there.
They might be able to help then.
Another
I guess we can always
evolution.
hope.
All right, so we go back to all right, it's gonna take us 2 days to walk there, so we have to move really fast to try and find as many allies as possible once we get there, and then talk to Bavlorna. Is there anyone else we can contact over there besides the frogs? Vice, you mentioned an adventurer that was a friend with the dwarf tour.
Blink, blink, blink. Thinking.
It's the elven person that you met, the elven bard.
Oh, they weren't friends. That's, fuck.
I thought they were a member of the adventuring party.
No, there's a
They were
elf
just a
there.
guy.
Bit sad. The hag there took his heart, and he's been lamenting it ever since.
Okay, so that's a potential ally.
If we can motivate him enough, but I doubt that.
Do you think you can motivate them in less than a day? Like one rousing speech?
I can certainly try.
Okay. We were at Blake Claw's place when you met that person too, right? So it's in the same spot as the frogs and Bavlorna and everything.
We were taking a rest after Clout was shattered. There was a mushroom field behind the house.
Okay. So we don't have to go to any extra locations.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that we can talk it through. We're only like 50-50 on our success rate against fighting these people.
And let's just be ready for a fight just in case.
I think that's more likely.
Okay, well, I can't build while we travel. So once we get there, I'm going to have to split off from y'all while you find the allies so that I can make a machine, because I'm not super great at fighting just by myself.
I mean, If you need to, we can stop at the tavern.
Mhm.
That's the safest spot we have there.
If it's still
Do we
there.
know where the tavern? Yeah, it still moves, so it might be somewhere else by now.
Does it? I thought it...
It has
Oh, yeah,
legs.
okay. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right, you're right.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I'll find a spot to hide and put some stuff together while you all talk to our potential allies.
Right.
Do some leg stretchies. Got a long walk ahead of us.
Did we still have a balloon?
Have a balloon? We never did. We have a balloon?
Yeah, that's how
That's
you
how
got
we
here
got
in the
here.
first place.
It would
Yeah,
be
we
back
left-
at the cave, right?
Yeah, I left it over at
Yeah.
that guy's place.
The storm balloon?
Mhm.
Old men, we
It
had
wasn't
a-
It wasn't the storm cloud balloon. It was a swamp gas balloon that Bavlorna had lent you to traverse the fogs.
We
Okay.
Yeah,
probably
she
bring
might want that back.
Yeah. Well, since we're going back to talk to her and we're going to have to deal with her other sister, I should probably tell you now that Vice already knows, I'm a hag in training.
You're a member of the Hourglass Coven?
No, I'm not a member of their coven. I'm not
Oh,
technically a member of my
okay.
own coven, but I'm in training and I think they can sense it.
Does that mean they can track you?
No, I think they could just kind of smell it on me.
Are they gonna try? Do you think they're gonna try and like enlist, recruit you? Is that what you're worried about?
No, it just might complicate things because the people that I'm affiliated with don't like the Hourglass Coven. And the Hourglass Coven doesn't like them.
Oh, so they might be more driven to lash out against you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's good to know. Also, we've gotten really lucky with people not noticing Clout's face tattoo. And I'm pretty sure that is also not cool with the hag, so I think Vice is gonna have to be on point with all the hag talks.
Yippee.
But well, thank you for letting us know, Lowry. We'll make sure. I mean, like, I'm still gonna fight to make sure they don't kill you. But if they're gonna try and kill you extra hard, I guess I'll fight extra hard.
Thanks. Hopefully it won't come to that. She's like side-eyeing Clout, trying to take the temperature of his reaction.
You might want to roll an insight check.
Balls.
Like Clout and Pam probably have like the exact opposite reactions. Pam's like, cool, I don't understand why this is an issue, but like good to know. And
This seems
13.
like a non-issue.
Clout's face
Cultural.
does not change at all. Like he's just been quietly listening. With a 13, he's not. Well, should I roll to oppose that?
Do you want to hide your like?
He's not hiding anything. His face just isn't changing at all.
Make a like if you want to have like the performative eyes, the brief smolder, you can make a performance check.
Does his face look less dumb for a split second?
is there any level of a concern happening?
Because if there's nothing and you aren't
Well,
like trying to like deceive or perform
maybe
or
a-
anything, then it would
maybe
just be
maybe a slight like furrowing of the brow as he's trying to like, sort of put things together. Do you think that they know that you're a member of an opposing coven?
Like Klaus said that I smelt like book club.
Huh.
Club a
So-
colloquial term for just a coven.
It's my term for him because I thought
Okay.
that's what they were.
Wait,
Interesting.
so does that mean like anybody can train to be a hag? I thought it was a race this whole time.
No, well, you can be created by another hag by spell means, but they can also show up and talk to you in a time of need, and if there's a strong enough contract, then I mean, it's similar to what happened to Will. They're just not archfey.
Okay, so
They're
it's like a patron system, kinda. You signed a deal to get powers from someone. Is that how?
They don't come from them. They just come from. I don't really know where.
Pamferdam, think of it as a joint research agreement.
Okay, so like, people can choose to become hags, but also hags are a species, right?
Perhaps I can offer some assistance in this.
Ah!
Fucking yarn spinner scuttling down the side of a tree.
We have to put a bell on you or something.
Well, that could kind of defeat the point of being an apex predator, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, comforting.
Yeah, I mean, if they gotta be sneaky.
Exactly. That's half the job I get to do. Anyway, so in this situation, there are some hags that you can sort of just like, you read the books enough, you do enough hedge magic, and you're kind of a hag. Otherwise, sometimes you're born into it. Usually on your mother's side. In which case, then you sort of, eventually become a hag after. In the case of some hags, they'll actually like steal a baby, do the whole process themselves, and then give the baby back. Fey magic is weird. But if you're wondering where the magics come from, they stand on their little back legs and motion with their arms. Yay in it. It's like an innate connection in the same way that, a dragon would have like a connection to a plane of elemental power. A hag is able to draw out that innate fey magic in pretty much anything that they're up to.
So they turn kids into hags?
Some of them, yeah.
And then also are born as hags?
Yes, also sometimes.
And then also at a later time, and you can also then choose to join the hag
Well, that's
club,
under
or...
very special circumstances.
Oh, what's your circumstance, Lowry?
I died.
Wow, everybody's
I
really
died.
bad at being alive in this party.
So that's like, what, 3 out of 4 of you?
Yeah, and I only died on the inside, so I don't think that counts.
There's a barking laugh from Vice. I'm so sorry.
So, was it the deal to come back to life to be a hag?
No, it was the deal to stop someone. Some people who were going to hurt a lot of other people.
So wait,
Didn't help.
so you died before you died and then became a hag, or dying was part of the contract to be a hag? I was trying to understand.
You can answer when you're comfortable with it, Lowry.
It's fine. My friends wanted to hurt people that I cared about, and I tried to stop them. And I wasn't strong enough. And I guess Alessandra heard me. And one minute I was in the snow alone, and then the next I was awake, and my friends were the ones in the snow, and I don't remember exactly what I did.
Friends, he says, pointing to his head.
Yeah, friends.
So, the people you were with turned out to be butts and killed you, but during the moment you said someone named Alessandra?
Just kind of like my mentor.
Okay. And they're a hag then, and they, to help you not die, turned you into a hag?
I think so.
Okay. Does it change your blood at all?
I don't know.
Well, okay, so imagine that that some people have a innate magical ability. Most people are born with the option to have, or not option, but sometimes they have magic that's like dormant in them.
Oh, okay, baby. They were born this way. Got it.
Exactly. So it could be that mayhaps they just had innate magics, like Clout and Vice. They have innate magics that they were born with because of their lineage. You were born with innate magics because of your lineage. Right?
No, I went to school.
Oh, well.
No.
But through hard work
Shit, I'm not muted.
and studying, you've kind of discovered the ability to use magics. And that can be said for anyone. There are very few people that I've encountered who don't have the option of eventually being able to learn how to cast magic. Whereas others, it's more like born into them, like a sorcerer. Or a big magical spider.
You've really been through a lot, Lowry.
Were you worried that we wouldn't work with you if we had known what your book club was earlier? Or is it just because you think it's now more of a threat?
I mean, of course I thought you wouldn't work with me. Most people don't like hags. Have you met the hags?
Most people don't like tieflings.
I don't come
Most
from a
people don't like
place where
slights.
the way you look outside matters. It's usually like the actions and your reputation that drives how people like and hate you. So like I like only recently learned that tieflings get a bad reputation. I didn't know that people hated hags. I kind of got a weird feeling about that with the fact that our enemies are hags, and everyone kind of got a gross face when we first started talking about hags, but yeah.
So I think you understand why seeing those faces makes it a little bit difficult to tell what I am.
Okay.
I apologize if any of my actions have ever made you comfortable, Miss Moon. First and foremost, you are a member of the Proof of Fools, which means something to me.
You apologize if they made me comfortable?
Uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. I also
my-
heard
Yeah, the
comfortable, and I
CC
was like,
read comfortable.
My mic ate the
sorry, I made you happy.
That's called
Sorry,
gaslighting.
I'm very confused.
I'm
Sorry,
like, why is Vice being bitter all of a sudden?
sometimes accents.
They don't work.
Mm.
You are a member of the Proof of Fools, and more importantly, I would like to think we're friends. Little known fact about me, but I keep my friends close. So consider me in your corner if anything comes up.
And I am very happy to know what you are, because it helps me understand my team better. And I really appreciate you telling us all this. I understand that the rest of the world judges that kind of stuff, and I don't think that's cool, but I understand being nervous about it, and you didn't know us until like 10 days ago.
My opinion of you has not changed.
Clout looks a little perturbed for a bit. And then he says, well, some hags enslave children. Some hags put frog heads on pikes and enchant them to exist in a terrible state between life and death. And well, you're Lowry Moon, and you're here to help. So, you're all right in my book.
Thanks.
Hug it out.
Yeah.
Okay, come here. Cloud, get your ass in here.
He gets
And we'll
in there.
grab two different people's legs.
Yarn Spinner looks and is like one of those, like, should I join this?
Pam does grabby hand.
big spider legs around the
Yes, oh my
group.
god, I want to hug a fucking spider.
Spiders would be
best
such
hug
good
ever.
huggers.
I miss my tarantula.
While Clout is hugging, he's gonna like mean mug Lowry's hat. And he's all like,
Yeah, and
but he
Clout,
doesn't say anything.
Clout, as you are mean mugging the hat, Lowry, you hear in a dwindling sense, like the voices are getting quieter. It's going to happen again.
She just closes her eyes tighter. There's a little bit of crying that comes from her. But she'll just hug her friends tighter.
There's like a pat, 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 pat from like spidery legs.
8 distinct pats.
It wouldn't be 8. He has to like set
4.
himself up. Yeah, it's at least 4 though.
I've been hanging on to something of yours, Lowry. To break away from the hug, and he'll go into a pocket for the locket.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, Vice killed a person for you pretty early on.
Let's not talk about that, Pam.
Well, we all agreed that that was a mistake.
I'll make mistakes.
Yes,
Thank you
we
for
do.
keeping it safe. I lost him the same day too.
Were they one of the people from that story?
No, they were the
Okay.
one I was trying to save.
Well,
Pam will.
we should probably get on the balloon.
Well, you've still been waiting to actually like enter into your long rest.
Yeah. This is the campfire talk
Wait,
before bed.
I already clicked it.
yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Well,
That's
well,
why
we
I
should
said it so
probably
aggressively.
get some sleep. If we're gonna take the balloon, I can actually build stuff along the way, which is good. I don't have a good temper against hags though, so I probably shouldn't be part of the negotiation team anyway. So I'll stay in the balloon once we get there.
I'll do some talking. Miss Moon, if you will, please turn around for me.
Turns around.
Are there leeches?
Vice gets behind Lowry. He'll unclasp the locket and he'll help her put it around her neck.
Oh, it's actually a pin.
Oh, it's a pin?
Mhm.
Okay, I thought
Honey.
it was a...
Yeah, it's a brooch.
Well, redact that. He'll hand you the pin.
Okay.
Thought I could do something there, but no.
I mean, you could pin it on her.
Hit it to a lapel.
Yeah.
In my experience, the things we do for our loved ones are... It's worth it in the end.
Maybe.
In
And
the end, they get
Lowry?
to smile, right?
Lowry, as Vice does this and you respond with a maybe, there is a brief glow from that pin. It has meaning again.
Aw.
It has the same meaning of when it was originally taken.
Wait, does she get that memory back?
She does.
Hmm.
But now
She-
it's also coupled with a new memory. A memory of when you found friends that you felt like you could trust.
She's gonna cry a little hard and hug Vice.
Pat the top friend. By the way, I need to get out of here, like, ASAP. Apparently, my daughter is, like, 15 now.
You have a... What?
Yeah, I have a kid. I've been talking about her.
Was I there for that?
Yes, I told you that the memory that they took from me was the
That's
memory
right.
of me holding my
That's
daughter.
player me not remembering. I am sorry.
Yeah. Well, hopefully time is slower here, slower there
No,
than
no, no.
here, whatever, one of those directions.
Pam, when I left, she was like 4.
Mm-hmm.
How How do you know she's aged?
I pricked my finger.
Oh, she was in the portrait.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sure she's real?
Like, since you've been here, they were 4 when you left, or like when you left and went and got yourself killed, they
When
were
I
4.
left and I got myself killed, she was 4.
Okay. And then 5 years passed.
Yeah, so she should be around 9 now. Also, I remember the banging, Clout.
What?
I think time is moving faster here then.
The what?
The banging.
He's being gross and talking about fornication.
What?
Because
What are you
said-
talking about?
You said, "Are you sure she's real?" I'm very sure because.
No,
I had
I'm
intercourse
asking you if you're fucking with us again.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm being very truthful. I'm actually quite panicked inside. I'm sorry. It's the sarcasm in the tone, isn't it?
Little
No,
bit.
it's no, it's the time that you lied to us.
When?
That wasn't a lie. I get a little antsy when I feel vulnerable.
Well, we should operate on a hasty timetable, but make sure that we don't go too fast, that we make mistakes. But Clout's daughter is aging faster in this timeline, so another additional sense of urgency on all of our other timelines that we have going on.
Shit, do you think everyone on the outside is aging faster?
I'd assume so. Or wait, Vice, does your daughter live on the material plane?
Sword Coast.
Okay, so yeah, all right. Oh my god, the war's been going on without me. Yeah, we need to move.
The machine of war will move without us, Pam.
So we're gonna get up and leave first thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. Tries not to think too hard about how old Cordial is after 8 years in the Witchlight Carnival.
Oh, baby. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, Yarn Spinner, is there some way to, when we go back, either reverse or not make it so that as much time has passed, or is that out of your purview as an Archfey?
This isn't my domain. I don't know how many times I have to explain that to you, folk.
I mean, in general, do you know of any magics?
No, because it's not my domain. If it was my domain, I might have a little bit more say in the matter, because it's more like, for an Archfey, the domain is like the ligament and sinew of your bones and muscle. Your domain is you. It is made and comprised of you. So however you want to work it is entirely up to you. That, and I've also heard that Zybilna's like crazy powerful.
Okay.
And Zybilna is the Archfey of this domain, right?
Well, she was until the 3 hags, now currently 2 hags and a boy.
Hypothetically, alright, so like we know that they can't fight against 3 hags and a boy or a noni. What is the power equivalency of 3 hags and an oni compared to a dragon deity?
I don't know if it's like, are you meaning like,
Wait, like did Zybilna lose a fight or did she just get like tricked?
I think she's just been, from what I've heard, she's like frozen in time. Like she's not dead. She's not really like tricked. She's still technically here.
Right, no, I'm saying like when they were turned into a crystal, was it in the middle of an epic battle that she couldn't win, or did she like turn around and they're like, "Ha, I got you"?
I think it was more so on that end.
Okay, so I can still pretend that they're pretty powerful.
As far as like a dragon deity, are you talking about the old man, or are you talking about like the 5-headed one? Both are crazy powerful.
Yeah, I don't actually know which one they're probably stronger to, but I guess like an ancient dragon, just a regular ancient dragon.
Ancient dragon? I put my stake on, depending on the variant, probably the dragon. To be fair, I never really spoke with Zybilna that much.
Do they have the power to kill a god?
Vice, you just feel that like boom, like resonate through you.
Pam, we should stop talking about this, please.
What? I mean, I'm not trying to like make anything happen. I'm just trying to understand things better.
Pam, roll an insight check.
Insight check.
I think unconsciously Vice is actually like clutching at his chest.
9.
A 9?
Mhm.
Yeah, just like, I don't know. I mean, can't talk about it. I'm the one talking about it, not you. But you can definitely see that, like, Vice is, like, sweating a bit, and his hand is on his chest. There are some visual cues here, and those aren't too difficult to pick up on. But he is, like, actively being like, let's not do this right now.
Okay, yeah, I'll stop the line of questionings for now.
Or at least do so while I'm not around, please.
Yeah, for sure. I can do that.
Clout sort of raises an eyebrow. Thinks to himself. This is the first he's heard of any sort of dragon deity. But he's used to this kind of stuff going over his head.
Yeah.
Your reflexes are too fast. You should catch it.
They're really not. Well, actually, no. His dex isn't bad. Anyway.
All right. I'm gonna turn it in for the night, so I gotta like make spell components and do a couple of things in the morning before we get on the blimp. So gotta make sure I get my 7 to 9.
I napped most of the day today, so if anything, I can stay up a bit for watch.
There are 2 unicorns still, like...
Yeah, and a fucking Jabberwock somewhere off in the distance. I ain't taking a chance.
I'm sorry.
Also, one of those
did we
unicorns
not-
recently was toy, so
Did
they
we not
have
just
lost
have to
one fight
rescue one of them?
before.
Just saying. Okay, so as you're all getting ready for sleep, you can see past the campfire at that small island out in the middle of the lake that there's just like this pulsing green light that you are assuming is probably coming from Will's direction. Into the evening, no Jabberwock, no surprise attack from a half-orc, nothing out of the ordinary occurs. You are all actually able to get some well-needed rest in.
Nice.
As
And you-
Clout is drifting off tonight,
Yep.
he's gonna just look up at... There's stars here, right? No? He's gonna look up at the sky.
There is a...
Singular giant eye.
just blinks open, stares down.
Wow, we should look up more often.
Get this Magnus Archive shit out of here.
There is... So you know when you look up, or like there are pictures of stars, and it shows them as like gaseous bodies versus like the little twinklies that we know. That is what the
Right.
sky in the Feywild looks like at night. Is that it is just these like almost like a
Crazy,
like an
pink and
oil
purple
slick.
clouds.
Yeah. It's just like this weird assortment of color.
It's galaxy print.
Exactly.
All right.
No stars though, but it is that like that purple black hue.
So he's just gonna stare up at the sky as he's drifting off. And it suddenly occurs to him that, like, you know, the next step is to go to the palace and find Zybilna. And it occurs to him that he has no idea how they're gonna wake her up. And he just sort of like stares at the sky, and then his hand comes up and touches his cheek.
Well, if it helps, Eladon did specify that they would be able to help you awaken the sleeping queen.
It was part of the
That's
poem.
Great. Then, in that case,
That does sound like a Clout moment. Oh God, we have not figured. Oh wait, we have figured it out.
Right, the unicorn.
Yep, the unicorn. All right, cool. I'm just gonna sleep soundly tonight.
The absolute sharpest candle that we have.
Sorry, just
an image of a baby Clout in a schoolhouse sharpening a candle in the pencil sharpener. Whenever he has a brain fart like that, just like cut to the inside of his head, and it's just a baby Clout and a pencil sharpener with a candle.
I'm helping.
Incredible. So, you all are able to get a long rest in, regain all of your spell slots. If you have been working on projects as part of a long rest, you are able to do that as well. And the first thing that happens when you wake up, who is first to wake up in the mornings generally? I would guess Pam, because he's always operating on military time.
They are an insomniac soldier, so.
All right, so Pam, you wake up, and when you wake up, there is like this like wave of green that seems to wash over you. And for the rest of you sleeping, you are awoken, and Pam, you can see this as like this ripple effect of green seems to be coming from the center aisle. There is just this like burst of this vibrant, verdant green energy, followed by, and you just see like a rocket like shooting up from that center and then careens down and then like skims across the water, and you just see Will, arms outstretched, head tilted back as he is just flying across this water, leaving this green trail. He can! And he is just like doing mad circles. And like you see like Eladon and Lamorna are like, oh, it's too early, man. Like they get spooked and startled as Will is just causing a hoop and a holler with this newfound power that he has. And Vice, you, Lowry, and Clout all wake with a start to that like that trilling sound as he just rocketed up into the air and is currently going around, and you just hear pure joy emanating from this young child.
We upgraded Peter Pan.
Right.
Young
So
man.
good.
And when you say that, you see that like you see it like he goes around the outside of where that center island is. And as he goes around, nothing comes out on the other side. And then bursting from the water in front of you, you just see Will, not soaked at all, no water on him, just Look
You're
at
looking
me!
good.
Look at this!
Come
My
here.
hair is perfect!
Hey, come here. Vice
I
begins to check him over, like
Yeah, and you
"All
can
right."
see that like there is like this like green energy essence that is like he's seeping with power.
Oof. Just
I have
intuitive.
never felt better in my whole life. You know?
Wait.
Yep.
Hey, you're like
whoa.
a demigod now.
What? No, hold on. Just a second. Just a second. And he says that to you as well, Vice. And then he walks over to Lowry. And he gives you the deepest bow. Witchlight Monarch, I have you to thank.
Ah.
I believe it was your papers and letter things with Yarn Spinner's help that were able to get me to, well, the best I've ever been. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I can lie now. Can I lie? The sky is blue. The sky is green. And like there's like a hint of green that starts off and he's like, oh, blue again.
Will, did you understand the terms of that contract in full before signing it?
Yarn Spinner paraphrased it to me.
Did he explain that this is temporary?
He did.
Okay.
And I hope that there is maybe some way that it's not, because I kind of like all of this. This is rather
It's-
nice.
It is, isn't it?
Do you think I can swear now?
Go ahead and try.
Fuck.
There you go.
There's a hand that reaches underneath Will, like, in front of him. It's for the swear jar.
He just says, swear jar's only for kids.
Well, in that case, Clout's gonna tackle him into the water.
You just,
I wasn't done with him. Okay.
I don't think Clout's gonna kill him.
Do you want to give him the talk about with great power comes great responsibility, or do you want me to?
Clout, you tackle him into the water, and from a tree, Will lowers.
Yeah, I think it'll sound like less of a threat if it comes from you.
Yeah, I think it would as well.
Shush. We're talking.
Will, come here.
And he walks over and stands in front of you, awful proud of himself.
I know it feels great now. And it's going to feel like you want to use those powers for everything to solve every little problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to remember that it is temporary and that you are in charge of keeping something special safe for now. You are in charge of keeping many people safe for now. So, although it's fun to be an impulsive kid, I need you to think like one of the grown-ups. I need you to think like Clout and Vice and Pamferdam when you make your decisions.
Sloshing out of the water.
And
Maybe
Clout,
not
you
like
like
Clout.
slosh out of the water, and you're like, gotcha! And it's just a bunch of like lichen and wet greens.
Incredible.
Definitely not like Clout. Think like Vice and Pamferdam.
Okay.
Don't take your decisions lightly. Okay?
Even with, like, just now, you have the power to change this place, Will. For the good or for the bad. And you need to keep yourself and your friends safe. So nothing hasty, please.
Going with a plan. And if that plan fails, double back and figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I can do this.
And if you do ever get in trouble, you come back here. And the unicorns and Yarn Spinner will be able to help you.
Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, are you all hungry?
A little.
Because I am a food wizard.
And there is like a table that pops up and you see like a feast just emerge. But it's like a bunch of different kinds of macaroni and cheese on this table.
Oh, is that
Lowry
macaroni pie?
Lowry just heavily sighs after having told him not to frivolously use his powers. Thank you for breakfast.
It's the least I could do. I am starving.
He goes over and just nom, 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 nom. If you've ever played Spiritfarer, one of the spirits makes it like yum 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 yum. Like that's Will right now. It's like it's the Goku like bowls just stacking up like wildly next to him, and he's just like ravishly eating.
Oh my god.
Also, you know, like, as awesome as that is, like, I would say probably don't do that around Bobby, because it'd be kind of a butt move to take their food wizard title away.
What if I made Bobby a better food wizard?
I wouldn't give anybody any powers just
I
yet
feel like
until,
that's a
like, we
food
know what's going
warlock.
on.
Yeah, food warlock. Incredible. And Will like thinks really hard about it, and then like there is a moment where like he closes his eyes and you can see like behind the veneer of him as a young boy that there is that like aged wisdom that comes from him having lived as an Oni for many a year. And then he like collects himself.
It's just really... It feels good to be impulsive.
It does.
But I will do my best to not do that thing. But in the meantime, is there anything that you guys need? Because...
Oh shit, Ruben!
What?
Can you make boggle oil?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't think I can make boggle oil.
Can you bring a boggle here?
Probably.
Yeah, there are boggles in your domain. Can you, like, find them and just, like,
Also, we need to get back to Little Oak to fix Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with Reuben? Is that his name?
Yeah, the toy who lost an arm and a leg. We have his parts.
Oh.
Can you like poof us over there so we can come back and have so many names in my notebook. Eladon, fix them.
Yeah, I think we could do that. And Will, he like puts his hands together. Boggle oil first, second.
Whatever, honestly. Your
Yeah, that's
Tin-
tertiary.
the tin can in your treehouse wants boggle oil.
Oh, squirt.
Yeah. Yep, that guy.
Huh, okay. That's a weird reaction to a name. Okay, so squirt.
Yeah, Squirt's trying to squeeze some lube out of us, and so if you could get to that at some point.
Can do. And then return you guys to Little Oak, so that way we can help Reuben is
Great.
his name, and have Eladon help him. So would it be Eladon? And you see the like unicorn's head like perk up, strut, 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 strut.
Pam's
Okay,
gonna
we're gonna
waddle
need
over
your
to the
help
food
for
table.
just a little bit. And Eladon like looks at him like a little confused, and then explains like we have one more that we need help with. And Eladon like nods like, oh yes, and Will puts his hands into the ground, and as he does, it's like wicker vines in wisteria wrap around into a half cage or a half dome around you and completely seal any kind of like outside look, and you can feel grass like moving by your feet, but you are standing still, and Will is just like, there's like this green energy that seems to again just be seeping from him. And then he takes his hands out of the ground and the cage dissipates, and you are in front of Little Oak, and you see Juniper just
Oh,
like
beautiful
very
girl.
looking very like wide-eyed, this owl bear, as it recognizes you, and then just and like comes on over, and then just like gets like looks like it's barreling towards you, Lowry, and then you see it like braces its feet, skid, tilt, slump, and then just and like boop, just bops its head against you.
We'll just hug its head. Best owl bear babe.
And when you arrive, you can see that in Little Oak, a bunch of kids' heads just start like popping out of like different angles, like the Scooby-Doo totem of like everyone like leaning out to see like what the ruckus is. And then there are cheers of Will, he's back. I thought he was a goner, all of that kind of thing. And you can see that Sloane and Zenor aren't as excited to see Will back. But like they are like the two outliers for everyone else who seems really excited to see their boy back, to see the leader of the getaway gang. And Will like flies up onto it, and they're all like, "Oh my god, he can fly!" Like they're all like super, just like losing their bananas at all of this. And then Will like it is like he won the big game in like the kids' sports movie, is like all the other kids are like, yeah, you did it, yeah, like cheering him on, that sort of thing. And Elkhorn, who is resting at the bottom of Little Oak, clop, clop, clop. Turns out it's a bit difficult to get up all of these, well, tree stairs when you don't have feet that are meant to fit on the side of trees.
I assume it's hard for stairs in general for you now in your...
What are you trying to say?
We could make a pulley system to lift you up to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I made some poor choices.
No, if you're in the body you're happy with, then I think you made the right choice.
I am quite happy. I can run faster than I ever have. And
Yeah,
I
then.
can reach the top shelves now. I can feel it in my bones. I don't know what I'll say to Ma when I see her again.
You had your growth spurt.
I'm a horseman, Ma. Horseman.
Do you have Reuben, by the way?
Oh, he's up there with the boys.
Cool. Nice.
And
Excuse me.
Yeah, eventually will come out and he's like carrying Ween, and Ween has Reuben with her as well and floats them down. Seeing as how Eladon would also have a difficult time getting up to the top of Little Oak, as like all of these kids come cascading down.
I'm just saying, this place could be a little bit more accessible with some ramps. That's all.
But would the ramps be temporary, or would they be like a
I mean,
fixture?
we could probably put some pulley systems up on the branches so that we can make an elevator.
Are you going to ask a bunch of children to pull me up in a ladder? Pull me
No,
up in
I
a
could do
bucket
it.
of sorts?
I mean, if they don't break it while I'm gone, I can make one.
I mean, the tree itself might be able to manage it with its branches. Just
Yeah, the tree. Wait, can't the tree just like pick you up and put you on their head?
I would die before I let a tree pick me up and throw me anywhere.
Well, I ain't gonna throw you, but they can at least put you.
And Elkhorn, like, his eyes squint. But Ween gingerly offers up Reuben, and Reuben looks at you all and just, oh, it's good to see you all again. And he, like, gives a big orc arm wave.
Missing something, buddy?
Oh, you found them. That's actually incredible. Like, could you... I'm not as jazzed about this as some people. And Elkhorn just, it's a good lower half, man. I don't know why you're so against it. I want my lower half, Elkhorn. I don't want yours.
Oh no, we found halfling legs.
Oh, I hope they're mine. Okay. Okay.
Did you have any identifying marks? Tattoo? Mole?
Do you remember what pants you were wearing? Are you still wearing the same clothes when you're in toy mode?
I know the same.
Head tilts down and you can see that at the little like T intersection, they are blue, and the legs that you have are blue on the sides.
This might twinge a little.
As sus as a toy can look.
Vice is gonna start replacing the parts.
Okay. And you just hear ow.
Pam will
Ow.
cast mending as they're swapping the limbs out.
As they're
Ween has like her hand over her mouth and she's like, you're being so brave. Like
as they're busying themselves with this, Clout's just gonna quietly hand a business card, that's the word. A business card for the Witchlight Carnival to Elkhorn and say, if you're ever looking for a job, they're really friendly to horse-bodied folk.
he looks at it, looks at you.
I thought there's something about you that screamed Carney.
Fuck.
Cool.
Not saying that I'm against it, but I already have a job. Elkhorn, professional adventurer, Valor's Call.
Keep it up, man.
I love this horse.
Dwarf horse.
Dwarf horse.
Love this
Doors?
horse.
Shetland pony.
Oh, it's a full-sized horse underneath him. It's fine.
So this looks more like the oatmeal meme about the baby centaurs, where they're
Yes,
full-bodied
it-
horses, but it's baby
very
bodies
much
flopping
that.
around.
Yeah.
Cool.
I want it to be a Clydesdale bottom. So bad. Just massive horse.
Burly dwarf on top, but just like, oh, so small. Okay, so yeah, you guys are able to put Reuben back together, and he like flexes his little toy arms and just, this seems right. This feels, I think these are mine.
Oh, hold
Fairly
on.
certain they're mine.
Vice will take him by the toy waist and kind of twist his legs so that they're facing the right way.
You know, I was wondering about that.
That would have been weird.
Technically, would have been able to jump better, but it would have made walking awful.
Would have made running easier, though, right? That's what that's
No.
about?
No, it's all in the knees, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah, the most you're getting is a spring step.
What do I know? I'm a botanist.
Oh.
And Eladon just leans down. Boop. And once again, that, like, 1980s rainbow effect overtakes him. Glows, and, like, all the kids just, wow! Like, losing their shit at this as a full-size halfling pops into existence, and, like, there's a quick, like, looking at all of the all of the marks. See it, and just thank you. It's good to be back in what I'm fairly, and he, like, pops his waistband open, in my body again.
Gross.
I had to check, and then Elkhorn, arms, like, crossed, grumbles, it's a good lore half.
Oh, a bit of horse facts for you, Alcorn. Did you know that horse legs are actually fingers?
And Elkhorn, like, his eyes narrow. I don't want to be a horse anymore. And as he says this, Ruben just like, oh, it's fine. You'll get used to it. It's a great lower half, right? And Elkhorn, you can see, like, glares at this halfling.
All right, so that's Ruben. Also, congratulations on your engagement. I'm assuming you probably talked that out afterwards.
Actually, and Wayne, like Wayne is sort of, like, straightens up a little bit, and Ruben then, like, turns on a knee, and he's like, when you're older, again, would you mayhaps, and Ween just big arms around the shoulder, and she just says yes, and you just see her crying.
Is there anything the unicorn can do to make her an adult?
And if you ask this, you hear Eladon say, I have no powers over things that affect the entirety of the domain.
William.
Oh, William could turn them all back.
Eladon
Maybe.
is referring to Zybilna.
Zabilna's
Not
Bill
Will.
has to do it.
I don't think
Yeah.
Will's strong
Yeah.
enough.
All right. Well,
Somebody jumped chain of command on him.
And at this, Elkhorn says, he, like, rallies for all the kids to get back into Little Oak, seeing Eladon back at his full strength. And he will then bring up to Little Oak that they should move to Wayward Pool and just have all of the kids be there. And Will also agrees that that's a good idea, as he doesn't want to be, I mean, he's a kid. He doesn't want to be super vulnerable when it comes to like being a young archfey. But Will then come up to the four of you again and just say, okay, so then next up is Boggle Oil.
well, that's more for Squirt, not for us, honestly. No, do that on your own time.
Okay. Is it good? Okay. Yeah, sure. Got it. Can I help you guys out in any other way? And Eladon will actually chime up and say, they seek to return to the land of Hither to speak with a grubby evil, one of my original captors. And Will nods. So you guys need to go back?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
for a time, but we'll be back.
Well,
We gotta take their ride back.
I could get you there.
Well, we have to make sure we get her vehicle back that we
Well, no, I
borrowed.
was meaning is your vehicle here? Is your vehicle in thither?
Old Man Nib's cave, not too far off.
Got it. Well, if you don't mind, we could see you off. Until you come
Sure.
back.
Just a thing before we leave. Clout's gonna climb up into the tree and go find Star.
Yeah, and Star, like with all the new kids, Star is actually like hiding out a little bit.
Oh, baby. Like
But
he's
you
gonna
are
like.
Cheers.
I imagine he's like wading through like a gaggle of children, and like they're about half of them probably recognize him, so he's just sort of like jokingly telling them to behave, and doing nothing to enforce it.
Yeah,
And
there are
he-
stories circulating amongst the children that you have infinite swears.
I mean, as far as they know, that's true. I've got infinite swears, but not infinite money.
And they all like they don't understand what that means.
If I keep on swearing, I'm gonna have to put money into the swear jar.
And Bobby like puts their hand on your back and just like, you're good. You're good. You can swear all you want.
Fucking fantastic. He's going to kneel down and look for Star.
Okay, yeah. Again, you end up finding Star, and Star has like kind of like tucked themselves under a drawer and are just like, there's just like those big displacer kitten eyes as they're like looking out at all the people.
All right.
But
He'll go and-
recognizing you, Star will like scamper out towards you.
All right. He'll just like literally sit on the ground and like look at her.
Yeah. Star hops into your lap, does a little like curl, lays on their back and like puts their paws up, all six of their paws, and exposes their belly and gives you the look like rubs.
Yeah, he'll go in for the rub.
And you get attacked. It was a trick.
Nah. I also got claws, you little idiot.
Yeah, and like Star is doing like the kitten bites on you, but like not like as a playful thing, not trying to harm.
Of course. And he says, "You seem really happy here."
And when you say that, Star, like there is just a purring as Star is in your lap. And when one of the other kids goes up to try and like reach out to touch Star, one of the little tendrils just
Whap. Dear Legrand really misses you. But if you're happy here, I can tell him that you're okay.
make an animal handling check.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Dirty 20.
Okay. At the name Dear Legrand, you see Star gets like the big like boo-hoo kitten eyes and then like curls into you more, and you get the understanding that the reason why Star takes to you so quickly is because you still smell like the carnival. Star enjoys their time here, but Star misses their family and wants to go home.
All right. Well,
And it's
okay.
like when you adopt a cat, how they do like, and the cat really like is the clingy one where they put their little paws around you. Like Star is doing that on your leg.
Yep. He'll just try and soothe her and say, "All right, if you really want to go home, then why don't you just stay here for a little bit longer and when I find Zybilna, I'll come back for you.
Star like butts their small little kitten head against you, and you just hear that like deep purr.
And as he's petting her, he realizes that he can't die now. There's a kitten depending on him.
Okay.
All right, he'll say his goodbyes.
All right. So then meet back out in front of Little Oak. Your group, Will says that they will at least like take you to your balloon. You say it's in front of Old Man Nib's cave. And when you let's see. Yeah. So Will puts his hands into the dirt again. And that same like root woven barrier is erected around all of you. You feel the grass shifting beneath you again. And the cage dismisses this root ball. And you see Old Man Nib's cave. There is nothing where your balloon should be.
Son of a bitch, that half-orc.
Vice, you
Where was
got
I?
it in one.
Yeah, I don't think that the contract covered them stealing our property. Oh, that's not our fault that we misplaced it then, right?
We can't. I mean, it's true that it was stolen, so.
Yeah, so like they're breaking Feywild rules. They stole Bavlorna's property, so it's totally like it kind of sounds like the magic insurance is gonna have it covered.
Yeah.
Clout's gonna go to Nib's cave and stick his head in the mouth of it.
Okay. See that there's just an old man, but there's a significant portion of gold missing.
All right. Old man looks unharmed.
He looks unharmed.
Cool. He'll just sort of nod to himself and come back. Looks like he didn't hurt Nib, but he did steal some gold.
That ticks down with Nibos, at the very least.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And that gold is cursed if you take it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so they're doubly hacked right now. I mean, they got a curse and a angry hag, so
Not our problem.
yeah. But that well, we do have a problem now. We probably should go back and ask for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Will is still there.
Oh, okay. Hey, Will.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
So we kind of do actually need help getting to Hither, as we have been robbed.
You just sort of like the brow furrows. Okay. So where exactly do you need to go? Because I won't be able to come with you. I can't leave this place.
Oh God, what was the name of the
Downfall.
Yes.
Do you have something from there?
Could you send us to the inn? What was it? The inn at the end of the road?
Yeah. Do you have something from there?
I've looted 0 things.
Don't you have the mushroom?
I do. I also have the clothes that I'm wearing.
Oh yeah. Those are all Sue's, huh?
Well, some of it is. Some of it I mended.
Will that be enough?
Yeah. Will nods and says he can work with that.
Oh, William, by the by.
Yeah?
Responsibility. Use your powers responsibly.
Okay.
And never forget that you are Will of the Woods.
And he smiles and nods at this. And his big shock of hair just sort of like bounces with affirmation. These are my woods, and I'm going to protect them.
Be seeing you soon, Will.
Be safe.
And always remember, you're cool as hells. Specifically Stygia. That one's really cold.
Fuck yeah. I can say that now. And with that, Will reaches into the earth again. And there is a barrier, like this circle that appears underneath all of you that begins to spin and glow. And you see that the trees around you begin to rustle as leaves begin to get pulled off until you are caught in this vortex. And you feel your bodies lifted up off the ground, and it looks like rather than teleporting you, he is tossing you into a small, like, self-contained tornado to shoot through the mist.
yeet.
Hey.
And you shoot through the mists, and you can see, like, there is, like, this weird cloud underneath you, and it, like, thankfully, again, self-contained in the eye of the storm. You can hear that, like, the white noise of wind just... But you were watching everything move by super fast.
There's a weird cloud and a normal clout.
Hell yeah, there is. And eventually you pierce through the mist and you sail over Downfall, or you sail over this, like, murky swamp. You recognize this place. You all spent a lot of time in this place. And as it shoots past and eventually comes down, you can see that the inn at the end of the road, which was, like, kind of doing its, like, DVD pause menu walk around all of hither, comes to a stop. And then, like, plap, 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 just, like, wiggles its feet into the earth as the building comes to a stop. And you are all deposited in front of it. And your, like, tornado lands and you're all about, like, a foot off of the ground. And then it dissipates with the winds just continuing off as you fall into the muck.
Oh.
A foot is a bit of a height for Pam, so there is a bit of a as they fall on their back in the mud.
And you are
We're back.
in front of the inn at the end of the road. Now, the inn at the end of the road, the door opens, as it usually does, whenever they come to make a stop to let people know that, hey, we're open for business and you can come on in. You see Sue, like, poke their head out, seeming to have watched you all, like, fly in via tornado. And as she, like, waves at you, you see that her hand begins to slow a little bit. And her eyes squint as she lifts her gaze and looks past the four of you. And Lowry, as you're waving, there is a tingle that starts at the base of your spine that you can feel, like, each piece, like, each muscle, each tendon, like, anxious, seizing a little bit, as if something is looking at you from behind you. And as you turn and look, there is a building there, a building that you did not see on your initial arrival. It looks like a small hut that you know that you have seen many, many, many times before. And the door opens. And as the door opens, that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session.
Does the hut have chicken feet?
Does it have chicky feet?
The hut does not have chicken feet. However, that hut does contain our very own Alyssa Vamp / Satan, who will be joining us next week as a guest. So if you would like to know what Lowry's hag mother is like, tune in next week. It's going to be a good time. But we always have a good time whenever these folks are on the channel. So hey, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, instead of me doing my intros, can we play the video again?
Yeah, we can play the video again. We can
Hell yeah,
definitely do that.
RJ2 on Twitter and Twitch, do it!
At Mediaflare, Twitter, and Twitch. Tag it out.
All right.
You know where to find me. Bye.
At Danae Keener, Twitter and yeah, just Twitter.
All right.
DanaeKeener.com.
What the fuck was that?
Hey, you asked me to play the video, and I was not able to stop it soon enough, so there we go. But with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by, because we could not do shows like this without, you know, everybody coming on by. I have a great time. We are going to be heading off into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other.
We're gonna go raid Mal.
Yeah, we need
We
to
are
read
going
out.
to be going to raid our dear friend and longtime supporter, Mal/Archangelic. They were there from the very inception of the Four Keeps campaign because Mal and I used to be co-workers, and I was telling them all about how I would love nothing more than to fuck with a group of players with worms. And you know what? 4 years later, I'm still fucking with people with worms. But with that, again, we are going to be posting a very fun ad that I had a lot of enjoyment making for our very own Hype Goblin for the rookandtheraven.com. Don't forget Hype Goblin code 15% off of your overall purchase. We're going to play that one more time. We're going to hit that break screen, and then we're going to go raid Mal. So stick with us. I hope you enjoy it. Oh shit! Whoop.
Things in those weak little arms
We're
of
gonna
yours like
start over.
hey gamers.
Because I was
First
muted
up,
on the
happy
source.
pride. Second, has this ever happened to you? Are you simply carrying too many things in those weak little arms of yours like a straight doofus? Looking for a place to store all your super secret notes, loose post-its, concert tickets for your anniversary, business receipts, post-its, FNM records where you went 0-4, wedding invitations, interpretive drawing you made about that dream you had about a mouse who survived a game of Mousetrap, or stickers? Well, get ready, because I have just the thing. The handcrafted campaign planner by Rook and the Raven. They even drew a cat for me in the comments so I wouldn't forget about my cat's bat mitzvah. Just look at this incredible journal. Made with unorganized people in mind, this highly customizable journal features 2 columns so you can keep track of everything on high quality paper. They even included not 1, not 2, but 3 modular bookmarks so you never lose your place. So be sure to head on over to shop.therookandtheraven.com to get yourself started. And make sure to use the code HYPEGOBLIN on checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase.
Wow, 15% off my entire purchase? What a great deal!
That's right, your entire purchase. So what are you waiting for? Your next adventure starts at shop.therookandtheraven.com.
Disclaimer, this video is not sponsored or in any way affiliated with therookandtheraven.com. I just wanted to support my friends, so be sure to use the code HYPEGOBLIN on your next visit, or the gnashing void that crawls out from my bed at night will finally take me to the realm of the Nightmare King. That's our show! Thank you all for joining, and we'll see everybody next week. Alright guys, bye-bye!